Assembly members to give us their questions, and then of course we'll also give the space to the provincial leadership to do the same. To regulate the process, we would like that the members handle this in the way that we normally do in Parliament when we do what we call follow-up questions, which basically means within a minute you will have finished your question, and we can have a bit of generosity to let you go for the second minute. But the first minute is enough, because each of the municipalities will not wait until all the questions are asked. You ask a question and you get answered at the same time. And then if we think that you have exceeded your minute of explaining as a municipality or whoever, we will actually stop you. Whatever you have not said is fine, but what we wanted is what you're going to tell us first, so that we have a very focused kind of discussion. We really were going to request that we all cooperate, because it's going to be a bit untidy the way we normally want to just go on and on with preambles and then the state of the province address and state of the municipality and all of that. We won't have time for that. We've got all the reports here. Already the answers have been given to us by the Auditor General. Where the municipality has given us a response, we've also looked at it and we can tell you we are happy with it or we're not happy with it. And then the Auditor General has also given us. So we're not going to waste a lot of time. What information has not been given, you can give now. But try not to repeat. Let's focus on the issues as we move forward. So if we terminate your comments, please cooperate. And that goes the same way for the members. Having said so, honorable members, I'm going to ask that we take a few minutes just to do introductions of who is here. We'll take about 2 minutes on the members of the National Assembly, who are mostly on my left. And then we will come to the members of the Provincial Assembly on my right. We have divided the time. There will be more or less a first come, first served. So we won't worry too much about which parties you come from. We think that is immaterial at this point. What's important is the fact that you are all here for a joint accountability exercise. So we will therefore request that the members on my left can go through the introduction, starting with my colleague here. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues. My name is Dikeledi Direko, and I'm a member of the Portfolio Committee for Cogta. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's proceed.
Good morning. My name is Ndando Matuna. I am a member of Portfolio Committee of SCOPA.
Good morning. My name is Sanele Mwali. I'm the member of the Standing Committee on Appropriation, Standing Committee on the AG and Appropriation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eleanor Spies, and I'm a member of the Standing Committee on the Auditor General. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kumani Matiwani. I'm a member of SCOPA.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the member of the Cogta Portfolio Committee. My name is Zuzifa Butelezi. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Slingiwe Mkalipi. I'm the member of Cogta Portfolio Committee. My overall says it all, which political party I don't have to declare.
We don't advertise parties here.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, colleagues. My name is Talente Gupega. I come from the Standing Committee on Public Accounts.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Marina van Zyl, and I'm on the Cogta portfolio, and I'm a neighbouring province. I'm from the Eastern Cape.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrick Atkinson, and I'm a member of the Select Committee on Public Accounts, otherwise known as SCOPA.
Morning. My name is Pumele Ndamase from the Cogta Portfolio Committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Dumelang, Chairperson. I am Honorable Van Wyk, and I'm a member of Cogta. Thank you.
Sanibonani, Uzwelakhe Mthethwa, member of Cogta. Ningitshele nokuthinta amakhosi uma kukhona.
Sanibonani. Ubheka umndeni Mdolo, member of Cogta. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I request that we do the introduction of the provincial team?
Good morning, Chair. My name is Keto Makume, MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism, Free State.
Morning, Chair. My name is Makui Litswa Matai. I'm the Premier of the Free State.
Morning, Chair, and the committees. My name is Saki Mukwena, Cogta and Human Settlements MEC.
Good morning. I'm Elsie Rockman, MEC responsible for Environmental Affairs, Agriculture, Rural Development.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tulandi Leach, and I'm a member of ProPac.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Mackay, and I'm a member of the Cogta Committee.
Good morning. My name is David van Vieren. I'm a member of the Free State Legislature.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, colleagues. Werner Pretorius, I'm a member of ProPac, Free State Provincial Legislature.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jafta Mukwena. I'm the member of the Cogta Committee, the Free State.
Re ke dumedise modulasetulo basebetsi mmoho ka lebitso ke Bosanku Msimanga ke setho sa komiti ya ProPac e leng Provincial Public Accounts mo Free State.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, everyone. My name is Zama Skwebela. I'm the member of ProPac and Governance Committee as well.
Good morning, honorable members and colleagues. Good morning, Chair. My name is Ntabiseng Kharekwe, member of Cogta and ProPac. I'm also Deputy Chief Whip in the province. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Upa Khawani. I'm the Chairperson of Public Accounts and also a member of Cogta or Governance Committee.
Good morning, Chairperson, and to the rest of the committee and yourself. My name is Armand Kluter, and I'm a member of, actually Chairperson of the Cooperative Governance. Actually, it's called the Committee on Cooperative Governance, the Premier's Office, and Community Safety. So we call it just the Governance Committee in the Free State. But thank you very much.
Morning, colleagues. The name is Thabo Meko, member of ProPac as well as a Cogta Portfolio Committee.
Morning, Chair. Morning, colleagues. My name is Nolita Ndungane, Deputy Speaker of the Free State Legislature, also a member of ProPac and Cogta.
Speaker. Thank you very much. Thanks for that introduction. May I request some remarks from SCOPA, National Assembly?
No, thanks, Chair. Greetings to fellow members, to you, Chair, fellow members of the National Assembly, the Provincial Legislature, the Speaker. I believe we also have members of the Executive of the Province, a SCOPA of the Province, and also municipalities. Let me just say all protocol observed to ensure that I cover everyone. I think good morning to everyone. Shortly, I think it's a privilege for us to be here today, alongside the SCOA, as invited, or as we might have had an engagement with the Portfolio Committee on Cogta. I think as we embark on this initiative, I just want to underscore just a few points that is important to us as a SCOPA of the National Assembly. We've been saying this in the engagements that we've been having since the beginning of the term, One, to us, accountability is of paramount importance. So our primary goal is to ensure that municipal resources are managed effectively and transparently. We hold a position to ensure that our people receive the services that they should that they require adequately. Two, we've also wanted to ensure that we identify systematic issues. So this visit provides us with this opportunity to pinpoint any systematic issues, challenges faced by municipalities in this particular province, being it relates to financial mismanagement, infrastructure deficits, obviously government struggles. I think AG as well highlights on this, especially on the issue of asset management. They speak a lot about some municipalities having an inadequate asset register, inadequate processes of debt management, which includes collection, which is usually a challenge. When you can't collect, it's usually difficult to provide services to our people. So we, as well as the issue of capacity development, to us, it's very important that we prioritize capacity building at our local government officials to ensure that we have the right people with the right skills in the right places to ensure that we deliver the services that were mandated to our people. I think this also speaks about stronger government frameworks and training initiatives that are meaningful, not to just send people to training development because it is a mandatory performance target, but because it is going to benefit the municipality, as well as to ensure that our local government listen to our people. That is very important to us. I think lastly, Chair, I think what is mostly important is that we develop the capacity to ensure that we produce reliable financial statements, because that speaks to our ability to be able to deliver the services to our people. So basically, that has been what drives us at the scope of the national legislature. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Let me request the member from the Standing Committee on the AGs.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning once again, and all protocol observed. I think from the outset it's important that provinces and municipalities present here knows that we as members of the Standing Committee on the Auditor General representing that committee, that our role in essence here is to assist and support the Auditor General's office in fulfilling its duties impartially, fairly, and without prejudice. We obviously want to foster positive relationships between the AG and the auditors, which are you, the municipalities, whilst we try to help improve the performance of both the Auditor General and yours. So we are committed as the Standing Committee on the Auditor General to a coordinated approach to municipal oversight, focusing particularly on issues like repeat disclaimers, audit opinions, and poor financial statement quality. So please, we are not here to critique you. Our goal is to understand your challenges and to support both the AG and municipalities in improving the execution of their responsibilities. So our role is to facilitate a collaborative and supportive environment to enhance accountability, transparency, and good governance within the municipalities, which then aligns with the objectives of us as a standing committee and the Auditor General. In a nutshell, thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. We now would like to move to get the executive. The responsibility of the executive over the municipalities is defined in the Constitution to provide support, to monitor, to designate municipalities, and also, therefore, to give them the necessary support to ensure that they are able to deliver the services. At this point, it's important for us to raise the fact that the level of accountability would start with the Premier and the Executive over the performance of the municipalities, based on the fact that they are the ones who are supposed to give the continuous support, monitor them, and actually have got constitutional power to intervene in the event the municipalities aren't performing their duties. Section 154 is one main section that offers the support that requires the municipalities to offer the support. Section 139 is the one that ensures that if the municipalities are not performing, that there is an intervention at the provincial level. We believe at this point we have to invoke the constitutional provision to ask that the provincial leadership is to account. And the reason why we are all here is because of this issue of joint accountability, which we now have to exercise. And of course, after we are gone, this interaction needs to continue between the provincial executive and the legislature to monitor and support those municipalities. And so I would like to invite the Premier of the province to address us together with her team of MECs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the committee, the Speaker, members of National Assembly Portfolio Committee, members of Standing Committee on Public Accounts, members of Standing Committee on Auditor General's Committee led by the Chairperson, members of the Legislature, MECs here, and the municipalities. Let me take this opportunity first to welcome you all to the Free State, a province to go to and not to go through. Chairperson, this is also a province that is really rich in culture and history. But Section 154 of the Constitution, read together with Section 34 of the MFMA, bestow on the provincial government, indeed Chairperson, and national governments the responsibility to monitor, support, and enhance the capacity of municipalities to execute their functions. This is because we carry the aspirations of the communities that have elected us. It is our duty, therefore, to provide quality services, promote development, involve communities in matters of local government, and ensure good governance. And the truth is, we are deeply concerned about the state of our municipalities, Chairperson. Because of inadequate capacity, poor financial management, weak governance system, and institutional instabilities, many of our municipalities are now in financial and administrative distress. Provision of water and sanitation remains a challenge. Our streets are littered with garbage. Maintenance of water waste treatment plants remains a concern to us as provincial government. Municipal yellow fleet and easily be found in scrapyards. Some roads are in poor conditions, and this is known by you. The debts owed to ESCOM and Val Central as well are increasing. People are expecting much from us as government, and this we can never afford. We are servants of the people, and work to turn around municipalities has started, Chairperson. Work to get the basics right, breathe new life in our municipalities, and improve service delivery. Honourable members, To realize all this, as the Premier, together with the MEC, Cogta, MEC Treasury, we visited the following municipalities as a starting point. This one we visited with the MEC Cogta, my apologies, MEC Treasury. Mokare, Nala, Nketwani, Mafube, Machabeng, and Mangawu Metro as part of our support as provincial government to turn things around. We are deeply concerned by some of our municipalities that are being taken to court for failure to execute their constitutional mandate. It cannot be correct that we have to be forced by courts on how to manage the affairs of local government because of our internal challenges in our different municipalities. Chairperson, I know instituting Section 139 in municipalities, some are criticizing it for not being effective. However, this is a legal instrument that somehow empowers provincial government to intervene directly on our struggling municipalities. In Kopano local municipality, for instance, through this intervention, we are beginning to see positive results. It depends on the political will by various councils, how receptive they are towards these interventions by the provincial government. During our regular interactions with AGSA on audit outcomes relating to Mangaung as provincial government, we took an initiative to meet with the Metro to discuss and find solutions on all red flags raised by AG. We must report that these initiatives are beginning to show commitment by our municipalities to do things differently this time around. Working together with Cogta and Treasury, we have established intervention teams with specific targets and timelines to stabilize and improve the performance of municipalities. This function includes capacity building, enhancing performance, instituting consequence management, and implementing audit action plans. More specifically, in Nala, Machabeng, and Tokologo, the Executive Council has appointed representatives to oversee the effective functioning of these municipalities. Similar interventions include the secondment of municipal managers in Mohokare and Letsemeng local municipalities. All this we do because stability lies at the heart of our prosperity as this province. Consequence management, we believe that it must start with those who do not want to cooperate or work together with a team that is being dispatched by the provincial government to different municipalities. To demonstrate our seriousness about improving the state of our municipalities, it is evident by recently seconding an official at the level of HOD in the office of the Premier to do monitoring and evaluation in order to enhance performance of municipalities and develop tangible intervention for implementation. The Premier's Coordinating Forum is also proving to be an important intergovernmental coordinating vehicle to engage, assist, and hold municipalities accountable on their service delivery performance. In our last week engagements, we have emphasized the importance of honoring payment plans by our municipalities, particularly with ESCOM and Val Central Water, so that basic service can reach our communities. Through this platform, we are now in a process with the Department of Water and Sanitation and Val Central to develop and implementing lasting solutions to deal with water and sanitation challenges in Machabeng. As we believe that the intervention team that was dispatched to Machabeng is being led by one of the former MECs, we believe in him that changes will be effected in that municipalities, as we know that there has been an intervention that is enforceable by a court order. We are also pleased that Kopano has concluded a debt repayment plan with Val Central and ESCOM as a result of our intervention as this provincial government. A shortage of mainly technical capacity in some municipalities remains a concern. To transcend this, we have recruited and placed 17 graduates to support municipalities with critical skills. These include hydrology and resource management, environmental and water management, urban and rural town planning, environmental health, and civil engineer skills. To strengthen municipality capability, we believe that a legislative instrument and methodology that will allow us to redeploy municipal senior managers in appropriate positions and in collaboration with our councils is a necessity. This will ensure that we do not keep the same manager who have poorly performed for years in the same position and expect different outcomes. Improved service delivery depends on the capability of our officials. We continue to build the capacity of municipalities through the provision of skills development in our Free State Training and Development Institutes. This year, we'll collaborate with municipalities to use the Institute to verify the qualifications of municipal managers and senior officials. We'll be starting with Mangaung as agreed with the mayor of Mangaung Metro. We are assisting municipalities in filling vacant positions. The Provincial PMS Forum is used to ensure recruitment and selection process are complied with. The priority in this is Mokaka municipality. Through our dedicated support, Lejwe Liputso and Thabo Mfutsanyana and their local municipalities are now part of the DBSA Partner a District program. Assistance provided as part of this program include project planning, funding, and implementation.
You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. We're also implementing the DDM chairperson, and the Executive Council has also resolved to convene its meetings in various municipalities as EXCO meets the People Initiative meant to enhance integrated service delivery and, importantly, engage with communities and understand. But our intervention also includes the development implementation of monitoring of audit action plans and review of annual financial statements of municipality. This we are doing in collaboration with the Auditor General Chairperson. And the last part, Chairperson, we believe will no longer really, the National Treasury Consequence Management and Accountability Framework Circular has been issued and a provincial workshop convened. Lack of consequence management has been one of the topical points. Non-existence of action against those who underperform is over through this commitment that we are making. And today we want to commit to this portfolio committee that the work, we believe this joint oversight initiatives aims to hold political and administrative leadership accountable. And we commit as this provincial government that going forward, we are going to embark on the same program in making sure that we support the municipalities in this process. And I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. MEC Mkwana.
Thank you very much, Chair. May I rise on the protocol that has been observed. With the 10 minutes we have, Chair, we will wish to present the report through our...
Please switch off one mic.
We will wish to present our report through our HOD, which will seek to continue to set the scene. Chair, the elements of the report, including what has been submitted, focuses on the state of municipalities, particularly the political and admin interface, capacity of municipalities to perform their constitutional functions and provide service delivery, the issue of the performance in terms of the grant spectrum that we have in the country, improving audit outcomes, focusing on corrective consequence as well as support provided, including the issues to stabilize payment of salaries and third parties, which has been a problem in the province. So I therefore wish, Chair, that through you we allow the HOD to summarize the report as submitted in terms of all the issues within the 10 minutes that we have been provided. Thank you very much, Chair.
Which is 9 now. Proceed. No. We will need you audible. So please come and take the seat in front. We would need some arrangement somehow, because we will need some of that space. Those municipalities that will be presenting will have to use that same space.
Can you reset the watch, Chair?
No, so no resetting. Everything is within your space you were warned before. So right now, you are just about finishing the second minute.
No, thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. Protocol observed. In the interest of time, I think I'm just going to be trying to deal with summarizing, Chair.
As the MEC has already indicated, when it comes to there's an acknowledgement on the part of Cogta that municipalities in the province have not performed as expected in terms of legislations and in terms of their Section 152 mandate. Suffice to say, Honorable Chair, we actually, as an indication of the state of affairs of municipalities that we say.
In the process, just give us your name as well.
My name, Chair, is Tsepiso Ramakarani. I'm the HOD in Cogta. Just to underscore the challenge of municipalities in the province, we are saying out of the 23 municipalities that we have in the province, we actually currently have 6 of those municipalities under various Section 139 interventions. Others are mandatory interventions as a result of court orders. We have submitted a report to the committee members, so I will just be summarizing, going through it, but highlighting what are some of the key challenges that are across these municipalities that results in some of these failures. And I think central to it has been the issue of the delay in filling of senior vacant positions. Despite the fact that as a department, the MEC, we have given municipalities strict directive to comply with what we call a process plan. But in the majority of cases, there has been challenges in filling some of these positions. And those that have also filled, we found out when the MEC was engaging or interrogating their Regulation 17 reports that they have not been compliant, and we had advised municipalities to restart processes. Where there has been resistance, we are at court with some of these municipalities. But Chair, I think as part and parcel of wanting to turn around the situation, in December 2024, from the 3rd to the 5th of December, the MEC would have convened a local government summit comprising all players in the local government spectrum with a view to getting a commitment on turning around of the situation. Now, the success of that summit will be on the implementation of the resolutions and the extent to which, as provincial government, we're able to monitor these resolutions. In the package that has been given to members, we have indicated what were the themes of those commissions that we had, including the resolutions that were subsequently taken. These resolutions have served before the Executive Council of the Free State and sent to municipalities, where we say municipalities must adopt them. Now, Chair, I wouldn't necessarily have the time to go through the list of all municipalities in terms of what are the challenges, both in terms of governance and institutional matters that are there. But probably starting with the metro, one needs to indicate that we do know that the municipality is still under Section 1397. It was initially 1395, but there has been relative stability lately in terms of the political leadership that has since been appointed, as well as the appointment of senior managers. As Cogta, we have been able to assist the municipality with regard to that, but because of the financial recovery plan challenges that are still there, the municipality is still under Section 1397. They still have to deal with the issue of some of the targets that comes from the financial recovery plan, but they must also deal with issues of compensation of employees. With Nala, this is one municipality which had been stabled in terms of the previous state of local government assessment that was done, but starting from March 20, there would have been challenges starting from March 2025 that led to dualism. But prior to this dualism that I will explain, we would have had a situation where councillors in Nala would have passed a motion of no confidence against their speaker, and there were subsequent engagements where the MM was suspended and the MM would have presided over those. The reality was that we ended up with a situation in Nala where you had 2 speakers, 2 MMs, 2 CFOs, and the provincial government then had to intervene in terms of Section 1391B. Whilst there is an EXCO rep who has been sent there, there is also a Section 106 team that still needs to do work. They couldn't do the work initially after the minister had requested we implement Section 106 because of the violent disruptions that were there. As things stand now, there is a court order where the MM and the CFO, I think they've gone to court. The matter was postponed yesterday. So, but the instability there still exists, except for the fact that some of the compliance issues would have been dealt with now. Moving away from NAL, I think I would go to Dihlabe. Generally, the municipality is stable. There might be challenges with regard to financial management, their UIFs, but the oversight committees like MPEX are functional, although there are challenges. Mohokari is one other municipality that, as per our report, we are saying that it has experienced serious challenges over a period of more than a year. I think they have last suspended their MM in 2023. There had been community protests, there have been service delivery challenges, but there has now since been an element of stability. They've elected a mayor, they've elected a speaker after a motion of no confidence was passed against the previous speaker, and the previous mayor also resigned. So the Cogta has been there. We have deployed an acting MM, all with a view to try and deal with some of the challenges that they have. We have also intervened in terms of the electricity challenges.
You're less than 2 minutes now.
Chair, maybe to also just deal with some of the issues that had been raised. I think one of the issues that we are called upon to deal with would have been the challenges with regard to compliance, the audit outcomes of municipalities. It is there here in the package, but it's a collective intervention that we do with the Provincial Treasury and SALGA. Suffice to say, we are still to have a municipality that would have a clean audit in the Free State. But one of the things that so far has been dealt with is that those outstanding audits of prior years have since now been dealt with. We are also monitoring the issue of submission of AFS to be sure that by the 31st of August, all these are submitted. Chair, I think the other thing that we are dealing with has been the challenge with regard to the submission of Section 46 reports, which enables Cogta to deal with consolidated Section 47 reports. There has been either late submissions of Section 46 reports or non-submission of those. We have created a provincial structure, a forum that seeks to deal with firstly, building capacity within municipalities, but also monitoring them so that there is the submission of Section 46 reports that would enable us to deal with Section 47. The same can be said with regard to the Section 131 reports, Chair. Chair, the last one, with your indulgence, Chair, deals with the issue of grants. We are requested to just indicate over a 3-year period.
You don't have that indulgence. Let's take the MEC. MEC Treasury.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me also respect the protocol that has been observed. We are also requesting that we give the HOD a chance to present on our behalf in a report that will include the following: the issue of the annual financial statements, the time that they are being submitted, and the quality thereof. We are also going to present on the disclaimer municipalities, the ESCOM debt relief, the funded versus unfunded budgets, the conditional grants and financial municipal capacity building, and the other support that includes the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure. We're also going to focus on the consequence management in relation to the Provincial Treasury as per the circular that was issued by the National Treasury's Consequence Management and Accountability Framework. We'll also be focusing on the Municipal Financial Recovery Plan and the services that we're also going to give to the municipalities. In conclusion, Honorable Chair, the Provincial Treasury will continue to provide sustained and long-term financial management support to municipalities. This includes assistance with complex accounting matters and the strengthening of the foundational financial management system. With those few words, allow me to give over to the HOD for a presentation.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Greetings to the chair of the session. My name is Pakiso Lebone, acting HOD Provincial Treasurer. Chair, without really wasting time, I'll just go straight to issues relating to the late submission of the AFS. In the past, Chair, we have been struggling with the submission of the annual financial statements on time as per the requirements of MFMA. Now, since 2022-23, we have started to realize that our municipalities submitted on time. We only had 4 municipalities that did not submit on time. Last year, there was a smaller regression wherein there were 5 municipalities that did not submit their AFS on time. Chair, what are the fundamental reasons behind the non-submission? I'll just quickly look into Masilonyana. Masilonyana had some challenges regarding the instability. They also had challenges around the financial system as well as the management, record management. Lastly, there were challenges around late appointment of the service provider. The other municipality that is very inconsistent in terms of submitting the AFS, it was Kopanong. It has been submitting, but last year they did not submit on time. The challenge there, it was around instability, the HR issues. There were also labor unrest, and then they were also having some challenges with the financial system in order to put all the records. Mafube was also one of the municipality. They received AGSA report late. That has impact on the submission of the AFS. But over and above that, there were also challenges around the systems. Maluteapofung was also one of the municipalities that had challenges, specifically with the consolidation of the AFS between them and Maluteapofung. Mohokari also, it was one of the municipality. It was HR, labor unrest, as well as the financial system. Now, Chair, what is it that we have done in order to address this? Firstly, Honourable Premier indicated that there's an establishment of a Premier's Coordinating Forum. So we have also used this forum as a vehicle to address some of the challenges and ensure that municipalities submit on time as per the requirements of Section 126. Furthermore, we have also established a Municipal Audit Readiness Forum wherein we are regularly sitting and ensure that municipalities are submitting on time. This forum starts in July up until the August. We also have a CFO forum wherein we also discuss these issues. Over and above that, we have also ensured that we regularly create awareness of the submission of the AFS. Chair, from what we have communicated or what has been communicated to us, most of the municipalities committed that they will submit their AFS on time, but it's one issue that we are also monitoring because of the structures as well as the processes that we have put in place. Chair, when it comes to the improvement of the AFS, what is it that we are doing, specifically looking at some of the municipalities that obtained a disclaimer audit opinion? We have engaged with these municipalities. Firstly, we have requested them to submit the AFS preparation plan so that we can assess and put on their AFS preparation plan. The other thing that we have also indicated, Chair, is the AFS consistency workshop wherein we were engaging with Western Cape just to also learn the best practices. The other thing that we are also doing is a review of the draft AFS before they can be submitted, just to ensure that there's a quality in the AFS. Chair, the other thing that we are also planning to do, which is in the pipeline, it is also to appoint accounting specialists who would also be placed in some of the disclaimer municipalities. But we are not only placing them in the disclaimer, we are putting them in the disclaimer as well as unqualified so that we can also learn some best practices. Chair, I would just quickly run to ESCOM debt relief and summarize it. There are two things. In terms of ESCOM debt relief, compliance related, we are 100%. But what is happening, Chair, is the issue around maintenance of a current account. Most of our municipalities, Chair, are unable to maintain current account. But what we can also report to this honorable committee is that the CENTLEC received a letter from National Treasury of the write-off. However, there are still issues between National Treasury as well as ESCOM. Tswelopele municipality was also on the verge of receiving that. There's just issue of 18 million that municipality is trying to deal with. Dihlabeng also, it was one municipality that was also doing well with regard to ESCOM debt relief. Chair, we have outlined the rationale why we are struggling. As I've indicated, the main issue is around the maintenance of the current account. Now, there are also strides that we are making in order to correct that, specifically on the issues around the revenue, wherein we are looking at the correction of the cost reflective tariffs. We are also engaging on the payment plans where possible. Chair, let me quickly run to the funded and unfunded budget. As you can see, in 2021-22, the province only had 4 unfunded budgets. Now, for 2025, we have 9 funded budgets. Chair, the biggest challenge with regard to the funded budget, it's around revenue. We cannot look at cost containment aside, but we must also look at how are we raising revenue. So that is the biggest challenge that we are currently having. But what is it that we are doing? I'll skip the slide around the findings, but what is it that we are really doing? Chair, one of the key instrumental tools that we are using by all provinces, it's a budget funding tool which must actually be credible. It's one issue that we are grappling with, but we are really slowly moving there. As you can see that we are coming from a base of 4, currently we are at 9. So that is more or less, Chair, what we are doing. Conditional grants, in a nutshell, a year before last, our under expenditure was 622 million. Last year, it was 354 million. So there was over... you
got 1 minute.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So basically, the only challenge that we had, it was around Mangaung. I think they will also explain the challenges that they have. But what is it that we have put in place? We have monitoring, monthly monitoring of, we've got monthly performance forums around the conditional grants. We also support the municipalities with regard to the rollovers. We also have a provincial grant committee as well as the budget performance report wherein we are looking at this. Chair, we have also requested to talk on the municipalities in distress. So we are using the triggers as per section 139 wherein we identify those municipalities, and there are also actions that we are making.
Thank you very much. You tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tried. But just remember, we have these reports now. Honorable members, do you want to take 5 minutes to ask them questions, or you want us to just proceed? You want to deal with them? All right. You will have a minute for question and a minute for the answer. All of them. The MECs and the Premier, all of them, and the HOD. No, it's 5 minutes for all of you and 5 minutes for them. So it gives you 10. Yeah, you go ahead. You've got a minute, madam. You've got 5 minutes.
Chair, you are going to make us not to be effective. Thanks, Chair. Thanks.
Proceed.
Let me not thank you because the Chair is going to take my minutes away. Greetings to all of you. Chairperson, my question starts with the Premier, since Section 25 of the Constitution vests the provincial government executive authority to the Premier. So we are here specifically, we know what we are here for, as it was alluded by the Chairperson, that we are taking the measures from the AG. So the Premier has made a presentation as well, saying that she knows what is happening in the province. The reason why we are here for the second time is because of what the AG has said, painting a bleak picture with this provincial government. Ne, Chairperson. That's why we decided to come back. So we want specific questions and answers from the Premier. Since we have a constitutional obligation to ensure that your municipalities are functioning very well, what steps have you taken as a Premier? Not the presentation that you have presented to us. You must tell us what, in these problems that you are having in all 23 municipalities here in the Free State, what you have done as myself as a Premier. Secondly,
we're going to have to review how we deal with this, because I've been waiting for the question. It wasn't forthcoming. Now,
I did.
Yes, you have asked the question. Okay, let's just try this and see, because I had said maximum 2 minutes, but for now, let's see if we can deal with this one, because we want to move to the municipality. So that's your first question. Can you just focus to that? Premier?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. No, it's fine. Thank you, Chairperson. I did indicate in my presentation that there are areas where we intervene as provincial government. When you look at Nala itself, we had Section 139, and what is the other municipality is Mohokare, where we also intervene by appointing one of the officials from provincial government to act as a MM in that particular municipality. Let's Imeng, the same applies, where we appointed an official from Cogta to serve in that particular municipality. In Ketwa, in Mafube, we had to intervene and ask the MEC to kindly ask the MM to resign from that municipality, so that we can be able to act as the provincial government and place someone to assist us in making sure that there are changes in that particular municipality. And like I indicated, Nala, Machabeng, of course, it's the issue of court order. There's a team, as indicated, that is being established by Cogta through Executive Council as well to intervene in that particular municipality. And in other municipalities, as the Treasurer also indicated, with this Premier's Coordinating Forum, that's where we made commitment in the last meeting that we had with them, that now we are going to even call the Val Central, the ESCOM, to make sure that those agreements where these municipalities were unable to enter into agreements with this board that they are owing, they'll have to sign it in our presence in that particular forum. So we are going to utilize that.
That's fine for now. Let's move on. Let's take the next. Yes, I've got. All right, let me call the list so that we can. We'll have Van Sale, then we'll have Utelezi. All right, let's just come through this way. All right, we'll just go through this way. You want clarity?
Because the presentation was made by two different departments, plus the Premier. So I just engaged the Premier, not the departments. How is it going to work?
When you ask the question, they'll decide who must answer. So you just throw the question, they'll decide who gets to answer. Yeah, if you are not happy with the answer, let's see if there's time, we can extend.
Okay, so can I continue and ask the answer from the departments?
No, not yet. No, let's get the others. Let's see if there's time at the end, we'll still come back. All right, Honorable Fancy.
Thank you, Chairperson. You know, driving here this morning, and I drive here every week because I fly from here to Parliament, and it's a sad state of affairs, and it's not just in Bloemfontein, it's the whole of the Free State. So, Premier, I mean, we made the joke actually this morning that the grass hasn't been cut, and normally when someone visits of Parliament or MECs, when you visit these towns, the grass is cut and everything, and that's not even done. So it shows the telling story of what is happening in the Free State. Under your leadership, how many meetings have you had with mayors, with troikas, to try and really look at what the problems are and try and assist? Because I don't think many meetings have been done. You've also got all these forums that you've established. What is one success story from all of these forums that you've established? Because it seems like you're having all these meetings and tea, but nothing really happens. So I'd really like to know, give me a success story from all the forums that you've established. What has been done, and how many meetings have you had with mayors? Thank you.
Premier?
Can I ask MEC?
That's fine.
Thank you very much, Chair. In the province, we've got the roads that belongs to national as well as belongs to the province, and as belongs to the municipality. So the dealing with the issue of the grass on the side of the roads will belong to those particular departments. We've got Kopanon that is under the tremendous pressure as part of the distressed municipalities. That municipality was under disclaimer. It has now moved to a qualified opinion. We are in Mafube. In fact, Kopanong, they've had problems of payment of salaries. Now that problem is stabilizing. They've got about more than 6 months without that being a challenge. There are a number of municipalities where we're at and we're stabilizing them. Using various instruments in law, we're in Mafube, dealing wholeheartedly with a comprehensive intervention on the political, the administrative capacity of the municipality to be able to deliver service delivery, engaging as well with the stakeholders, particularly the business sector and the community. The report indicated that Nala had problems. It is now stabilized. We have gone back to where the singularity in terms of the leadership and service delivery is resumed. So being a new administration with just over a year in government, there's interventions that we're making through the summit resolutions are beginning to bear fruits as we are no longer experiencing what is called a regress in terms of the audit outcomes. We are in the same space, but we hope that the only movement that can come is going upward as opposed to what we've seen in the past. Thank you very much, Chair.
Okay, just a matter of definition. If you got disclaimers, you can't argue you don't have regression. That's regression already. Anyway, I'm not asking for an answer. I'm just indicating because we mustn't have different ways of looking at it. Okay, let's have, you had your hand up? All right, we're going to move this way. We'll come back. Okay, you got a minute.
Thank you, Chair, and greetings once again to the House. Chair, in the Free State, in the whole of the Free State, we've got mayors and councillors that stay in power and preside over collapsing municipalities for years on end. The infrastructure is collapsing. The municipal financials are collapsing for years on end, to a point where one of the municipalities, they've had a disclaimer of opinion, audit opinion, for 9 consecutive years. I just want to know, what is the point of keeping these mayors and these people who are presiding over these municipalities when we know that they're not doing anything? And what is the point of having an executive that is not effective? Because clearly that speaks to the effectiveness of now the executive that is in power right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
MEC, whoever wishes to pick up that one, you can comment on disclaimers.
Let me first respond to the question. I know the municipality that the honourable member is referring to, and indeed it's one of those municipalities that I recently visited. I think it was around May, if not June, that myself and MEC Cogta visited. And there are issues that we also raised that were picked from our interaction with the municipality. Indeed, we met the tracker there, we met municipalities, we met the management, and we were not happy. And as part of the report, in my reflections here, that we were not impressed at all with the performance. But as we all know here, seated here as members of Parliament and the local government councillors, we know the responsibility of moving people does not lie with the executive. It lies with the party that seconds even honourable member to parliament. But there are recommendations that are in place currently, that we believe when you come, the situation would have changed. And I promise and I make that commitment in front of the committee.
Okay, Shanga.
Thank you very much, Chair, and good morning to everyone in the House. My question really touches a bit on what has just been raised by my colleague just now. Is to say, if you look at the Free State, really, if the truth be told, I think if you look at years, there are serial delinquents. There's serial delinquency in terms of the municipalities. And really, you're left with the feeling that maybe isn't it rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Because if you find that what are the interventions, they are, even the AG's red flags, there's nothing that happens out of them. So maybe, Chair, to cut across without going very far, is to say now, and there have been even turnaround plans that have been tabled by different municipalities, but the same results is the same. It's like thinking that if you do something wrong many times, it will get right. So I just want to know now, sitting in front of us here, to say now, from the point of view of the province, what will make us, give us all comfort? Firstly, people who want their delivery of service, and then this committee, that now this time around, these plans being tabled here will actually bear fruit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Just switch on the mic and speak, whoever is mandated, no problem.
Okay, thanks. I think one of the things that we have done was to set up the systems that were different from the old ones that we got when we entered into the 7 administration. First was that the Premier, the MEC Cogta and myself, Premier Treasurer, we need to work together and set up structures which they are reporting on quarterly to the Office of the Premier, Cogta and Finances. And there's a work in progress that we can really attest to it, that there's something that is happening. But the problem has been taking for some times. We are dealing with the legacy of almost 10 years that we are beginning to deal with. But there is a work in progress. We've set up CFOs forums, which were not there in the past. The CFOs forums, they're actually aimed at looking at the financial statements of municipalities and the financial controls of the municipalities. But added to that is the appointment of the financial experts, something that has not been done in the past, which will be seconded to municipalities to ensure that they actually work hand in hand with officials to begin to change the picture and the situation in municipalities. It's not just an easy work, but it's something that we've begun to get commitments. The Premier's Forum has also made some commitments which are also enabling us as departments now to begin to intervene on time, whereas in the past we'll await the annual report of the Auditor General. But in these cases, we have said every time during the quarterly reports, we need to make a point that the Cogta and the Financial Department, through the Office of the Premier, they immediately intervene and work out. The issues of the audit actions plans, they're also being put at the agenda of ESCO. ESCO has a responsibility now that in each and every of our meetings, there has to be a report by the action plans, particularly the teams that have been seconded by Cogta and Finance Department, to ensure that these people account from municipalities. It's not an easy work, but it's something that we're able to do.
Thank you. Matiwan.
Bulele Slal. There's a member who likes to say that there's an exercise of putting lipstick on a pig. I think it's that same exercise that is happening here in Free State with the municipalities. Now I'll go through, there's a report that was done by the South African Human Rights Commission on the level of service, state of service delivery in the Free State. And it found that there are numerous violations of human rights in the Free State. And the Department of Cogta in the Free State was afforded an opportunity to comment on that report, but they did not respond. My question is to what was said, I think, by the HOD of Treasury. where they are saying that they are placing accounting specialists in the municipalities, whereas you have an accounting officer, which is the municipal manager, you have a chief financial officer, you have internal auditor.
Get us the question. Your time is up.
Sure. The question is, what has been done to those to the chief financial or to the chief financial officer and the CFOs if you are going to add additional people into the municipality, which is the accounting specialists?
Thank you. We won't allocate you. You will just decide yourselves.
Chair, as they are consulting, let me deal with this part. Okay. Part of the report indicated that we have reasserted adherence to the regulations in terms of the recruitment of senior personnel. We have forced accountability. We have a couple of municipalities that we have taken to court because they have not adhered to the process of employing quality personnel that is required. The issue of accountability starts with those that are appointed, not only those that are elected. We are using this process to make sure that we employ quality and qualified, accountable officials that are able to tackle the issues that we are raising. Where there's a problem, like in the municipality of Mohokare, we have had to reverse the appointment of an acting who was not qualified, was not going to give the municipality the proper fighting chance that we require. In another municipality, we're in court because we don't believe that the process has been properly handled. In Mafube, we've had to engage with the leadership of the municipality around the capacity of the administration on these particular issues. And this is over and above the fact that in some of the municipalities in the Free State, the response in relation to the CFOs when municipalities are advertised, it is not quite adequate. There are municipalities that will have advertised 3 times without getting a positive response. So where it will be 1 person or 2 people, and we've had to devise a strategy to intervene. What am I seeking to say, Chair? We are working on the process where municipalities, in terms of their own internal capacity, is adequate enough to be able to respond to these issues. The support being sent is a support to support and reinforce, not to do the actual work. As I conclude, the MEC says we've got a particular history that we're fighting in the Free State, where local government will have been at a particular level. And as we rebuild, there are a number of issues that we are working on to turn the situation around, and we are quite alive to that. All the MMs have got to have adequate and requisite skills and capabilities to lead municipalities out of the current problems. Thank you.
Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. With regards to the initiative mentioned by the HOD of Cogta, could you please provide detailed responses on the following? How long has the AFS preparation plan, the AFS consistency workshop, the monthly performance forums, and the accounting specialists in disclaimer municipalities been in place? What exactly does each of these initiatives entails? Who do these initiatives or their respective leaders report to? And what's the frequency, the turnaround time for feedback of reports for these initiatives? And then, do these initiatives indeed yield results? And lastly, can you give us a breakdown of the cost that is attached to our implementing and in maintaining all of these initiatives? Because clearly there must be costs involved. Thank you.
Please proceed. No, he didn't finish he finished the minute, so we're leveling off. Don't worry, proceed.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Chair, with regard to AFS preparation plan,
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way. I'll have 3 questions, and you must sort each other so that you don't delay. I see that you're getting a little bit off balance. So that question you're going to answer. Let me just get the other 2 so that the others can get ready. We won't have to lose. Honorable Mwali and then Honorable Matungwa.
Thank you, Chairperson. I want to check with the MEC Cogta. Have you surrendered these municipalities? Because I feel even the interventions from Cogta are not yielding any results. They are candidates that you've deployed in certain municipalities, but they are not improving. So from where you've deployed members as Cogta, now I want to check, do you have a case study where you've deployed a member and we've seen improvements? Because from Moholokare, it was qualified and it went to disclaimer.
Vokare.
Yes, Mohoro.
Sengukusholo, you don't repeat.
But it went from qualified to disclaimer. So that is not improving. That is actually becoming worse. So I want to check now, the interventions from Cogta and Salga, are they yielding any results? Thank you.
Honorable Matung.
Thanks. It's Honorable Maduna. Maduna.
They've got it written here. So, sorry,
thanks, Chair. Premier, if these municipalities were under KZN, I would be saying Mkwanas is coming. But being it as it may, I think we've been having this conversation for a very long time, especially at Scopa. And we started agreeing now that we think it's more of an issue of a culture than any other thing. Thereof, my question would be that, given the persistent challenges with financial management, non-compliance in some municipalities, what innovative mechanism could be implemented to ensure not only compliance with the current financial regulations, but also fostering the culture of proactive financial transparency and sustainability? Thanks.
Okay, there'll be 3 answers. You can continue, HOD.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Chair, I will address the issues relating to AFS preparation plan. What we do, it's something that we do internally. We develop a template for this municipality in terms of the AFS plan. So with these, we are hoping that the municipalities should be able to submit on time. But what we do, we assess each and every plan of municipality. If we see that there are some areas of non-compliance or there are areas that needs to be improved, we immediately communicate with those municipalities. With regard to the cost, we don't necessarily have a lot of cost because it's either we will go to them and sit with them with regard to their preparation plan. So it is S&T cost related, which is part of our budget. You also ask around a question around the specialist. As we have indicated, these are they will be residing in the provincial treasury. They are not going to be extra staff to municipality. So they are not only going to look at AFS, they will also be looking at overall financial health of municipality. And we don't need many, it's only 3, and we've got 22 municipalities. As I've indicated, they will be looking at disclaimer as well as unqualified, because the aim is to take those that are unqualified, we want to take them to clean. Those that are at disclaimer, we also want to move towards qualification. So that is the whole idea that we are having. And it is just a contract, it's not a permanent post. Thank you.
Next question.
Yeah. The interventions and the people have sent to municipalities. Chair, I've already said that we've got our team in Kopano. And I've said for the last 6 to 8 months, Kopano has stabilized their salaries. They've moved out of this disclaimer to a qualified opinion. A number of issues are beginning to stabilize. We have people in Tukologo. They've had serious challenges. That municipality is now stable. They have dealt with the issue of the senior management of their own that they've employed. They were not there before. They've stabilized their relationship with ESCOM, which was one of the turbulent relationship that created a lot of problems. We have sent our team in Nala. That municipality is now stabilizing. The issue of dualism is being eliminated. Service delivery is resuming. There are a number of interventions that we're making in municipalities where we've sent people including where we will cover, procure or ensure that municipalities are able to secure the financial services that are, MSCOA compliant, which will be MOCAR and so on. When you talk about the problems of MOCAR, Chair, MOCAR has been under political instability until recently where the new leadership was elected. And as Cogta, we're now able to send the necessary reinforcements with the acting municipal manager and the CFO that are now in place. And that municipality is now beginning to focus on issues of service delivery, where including the necessary capacities being procured to deal with this particular challenge. So the several municipalities where we're laying our hands on working with the municipalities, we are in Nketwane, which was raised that will have had several disclaimers for a number of years. And we're quite sure that when we come back with a report from Nketwane, it will be with decisive interventions to help them. Even though at the political level, the party that is in charge, they will have to deal with those that it has sent there. On our side, this government, we are dealing in a manner that forces accountability, both at the level of those that are elected and appointed. And there's no municipality that we are surrendering. We are quite confident of the current interventions that we are making, and we've never really pretended that there are no problems. There are serious challenges that we are dealing with, and we are confronting them head-on. At times, temperatures do rise between ourselves and the municipalities, but we do not retreat. And if you check our willingness to correct issues, it is how we reacted to the issue of the court order in Machavin, where we are now implementing that particular court order. And anywhere, we make sure that we are able to send a signal that the time for accountability, consequence management on the side of the elected and the appointed has got to be there.
Okay. All right. Who was the last one?
Okay, the last one is that we want to make members aware that we are dealing with a multi-pronged problems. So it's not only issues of the audit outcomes. There are issues of the lack of capacity in municipalities. Some municipalities have not even appointed the accounting officers and CFOs. And it is for that reason that we are beginning to say, let's hire these financial experts so that they can then close the gap. Not to do the work on behalf of the municipalities, but to respond to the challenges that the AG has raised. There's also an issue of poor records management, which is something that we are saying on bi-monthly by now. They're supposed to report to us on the improvement on those things. So this is one of the areas that we will be dealing with. And the absence of the capacity, it's one area that we are also going to be dealing with. The financial experts will be actually seated at the treasury, but being seconded to municipalities. They are not going to be appointed by municipalities. It's one way of saying, as the financial department, we are trying to support municipalities by bringing those expertise. So this is something new. It's something that is innovation that we are beginning to take to municipalities. So this is what we are also going to do as the Department of Finance. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll have Direko, and then Mtolo, and then Axon. Ukona now, all right, Nyambos. After that, I will come and take 3 from the legislature. But I've got just to finish off the line. Let's proceed with that list.
Thank you, Chair. We know the provincial intervention. However, we have municipalities such as Masilonyana, Maluta Pofung, Nketwane, and are currently joined by Mohokare, who are the great repeat offenders in terms of receiving disclaimer. So what are the plans to ensure that those municipalities have financial systems that are MSCOA compliant, and in future that they submit quality annual financial statement? And lastly, how are you going to deal with the MMs and the CFOs and managers who have been in the municipalities, different municipalities for years, but yet there are no improvements in terms of the audit outcome and the state of the municipality? Thank you.
Thank you. We have Mtolo and then Axon.
No, thank you, Chair. Chair, the Premier has actually indicated that there have been problems within these municipalities. May I check if actually there are criminal cases, to be specific, that were opened while there's been that shortfall, on the side of the officials, and also on the side of the politicians. Thank you.
Okay, Axon.
Thanks very much, Chair. Mine's along a similar line. we mentioned in the bus when we were driving from the airport that when we read through the report on all the different municipalities, there wasn't one clean audit anywhere. So mine is one of consequence management. I think that's what the Auditor General is always looking for. Who should be paying the price? Because in essence, you have accounting officers in all these municipalities, and if you have somewhere audits can't be completed, or you're having disclaimers or qualified audits, there's got to be consequence management somewhere, and there doesn't appear to be in consequence management. And then just another little point that came up, one of the municipalities that we looked at, I looked to see how many voters there were in the municipality. There were 14,000 voters. And you're running a whole financial infrastructure for such a small amount of voters. I know the area is quite large. Maybe there needs to be a look at maybe even restructuring these municipalities, because I think the costs of running these operations for a reasonably small group of voters, even though the areas might be quite big, really does add to the government's wage bill as well. So I think it might be worth looking at how some of these municipalities are structured. I know it's a much bigger question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got 3 answers.
Okay, in relation to the cases that have been opened, I know of 2 municipalities that we have open cases because they were as of the results of the Section 106 of the municipality. In Dihlabeng and Nala, there are criminal cases that have been opened. But there are also a number of municipalities where the Hawks are either on investigations or the SIU is also doing investigations in relation to criminal activities that we have said, can they look at these things so that we are able to open cases? So once we've got the report, we'll be able to open cases. But we are unable to open cases now because some of the reports are still outstanding by the law enforcement agencies that are doing the work in those municipalities. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The criminal cases that are referred to are as a result of the 106 that has been declared by the provincial government through Cogta. And people who are continuously being arrested as part of the consequence management. We have recently, late last year, ended the last 106 involving Nala, and the law enforcement agencies are dealing with that. Part of the consequence management, we are following up on Maluta Pofun, Tukoloka and Masulonyana working with the AG. And what we do in terms of officials that will seek to move from one municipality to the other, we are insistent that upon being shortlisted and interviewed, this record has got to reflect so that an appointing municipality can be alive to the fact that the type of individual they are hiring comes from which particular background. This will force them to really take responsibility for their actions. Where we believe the process does not happen because even individuals are obliged to disclose, that's when we enter to engage the municipality, fail of which then we trigger the necessary required legislations to go to. Now, Marudapofung and Tukoloho, there's a bit of progress. I think AG can attest to that. And then in Masilonyana, we've been together with the municipality. You know they've got challenges there. They're continuously of water and so on. So we're working with them to deal with their capacity, the institution, but also to make sure that they are able to deal with issues of their service delivery. Chair, I think some of the issues the MEC for the Treasury has really dealt with that, unless HOD will want to come in. Thank you.
Members, we had 3 questions. Are all sorted? No, we're still coming to the new ones. That's fine. There's no seemingly any complaint. That's fine. Let's take the following members. Honorable Van Wyk, Honorable Mteto, Honorable Gupega, Honorable Ndamase.
Chair, for me, the HOD spoke about the financial recovery in Triple M. I want to know, is there any law firm that Triple M has hired to collect all the debt? In what bank account does that money goes? And is the money still in the account of the law firm, or is it transferred to Mangaung Metro? And what happened to the interest of that debt? And then the other one is Chairperson. Premier, on behalf of all our children in Mangaung, especially Bloemfontein, where is the zoo of Bloemfontein? The zoo. Where is the zoo? What happened to the animals? What happened to the money? And when is the zoo returning, Premier? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Mtetwa.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is going to be institutional arrangement. Premier and MEC, there is wisdom in us having a traditional affairs and cooperative governance. And for 30 years, nothing has been done to develop the traditional affairs institution. I understand you are failed by the white paper on local government, which defined democracy outside the local sphere of government. That's why you have problems. But two, you are being set up for failure. You are dealing with a white system. The Afrikaner, when they ruled this province, they designed their own system, Afrikaner system, with the culture of Afrikaners. You are blacks. You should have instituted traditional leadership as your institution of governance so that you are service the blacks, because blacks are 92%, whites are 8%. But we are following the white system instead of following the traditional leadership system. And that's why we are failing. You will never solve this thing. You actually inherited problems created by whites. And they use the law called Forced Removal Act. They remove all the blacks from all the towns and cities of Free State outside. And then now you have to service them in where they are. You didn't implement a return and restoration of blacks in the mainstream economy, in the mainstream towns and cities of Free State. That's why you have problems. When are you going to do that? Because it is in the Constitution, Chapter 12 and Chapter 7, and the jurisdiction belongs to traditional leaders, but you are still stuck with the white people system. Thank you.
All right, you will deal with that issue. I think you should just take into account the fact that some of those are issues which are constitutional beyond your own mandate. So, but you are politicians here, you can debate. I will leave you, I won't protect you there. In the meantime, let's have Honorable Gupega as a third question, and then you will distribute the questions. I see two are going for the Premier already. Honorable, yes,
Chair,
Gupega. Are you sorted?
I've already spoken.
Oh, you
unless
have?
you want me to go again, I can.
No. You want, I'll only allow your neighbor to do that, not you. All right. Then, Honorable, let's take those two questions. We'll come back to Ndamase. Okay, while that consultative process is going on, I'll move. We have two questions to answer, and then Honorable Ndamase, add yours.
Thank you very much, Chair.
And Premier, those two questions, I'll need you, and then the other one, well, it doesn't matter, but one is specific to you. Please proceed, Fagu.
Thank you very much, Chair. The Premier alluded to a issue of the verification of qualifications for municipal officials. My question is, what did you see as you are continuing with the verification process, and what is it that you are doing to be able to deal with whatever negative issues that you are unearthing as you are moving forward with the verification process? Thank you very much, Chair.
Please proceed with the question, with the answers. I'll come back to finish from this side.
Okay. Let me respond to that. My understanding was that municipalities has to come and present here. And the issue of zoo, Honourable Member, I don't think it's a non-delegated function. Municipalities will be able to respond, Mangaung municipality, on that matter. And on the issue of qualifications, indeed, AGSA, when we had a meeting with AGSA, this was also what they picked up from their processes of auditing, and we had to go and engage municipalities, and that's where we intervened as provincial government to say we're going to use our institute, the Free State FSTDI Institute, to assist the municipality and enter into sort of a MOU, agree with them, and then they give us a list to verify. Because at the level of province, when you apply, we do that verification immediately with that institute. So with them, that's what AG actually raised, issue of they suspected qualified fake qualifications. So that's why we have taken this upon ourselves as provincial government and the municipality through our mayor and the Tatisi. And they're also going to add one of their entities as well, St. Lake, to be verified. As we all know that it's an entity of municipality. They have also been concerned, raised about some of the employees in those entities. So we agreed together with municipality that we are going to start that process with them. So it was not something that we just thought of, but AG raised it as well when we had meetings with them.
Chair, I think the issue of the traditional leadership, we fully understand the sentiment that is being expressed. And I think within the confines of the Constitution, the current local government white paper review seeks to deal with the role of the traditional leaders within the context of the governance systems we have in the country. And I think that's where answers will come from. As to what eventually comes out is really in the hands of the national legislature in terms of how it pens the law through the inputs that everybody will have made. There are, of course, different views looking 30 years back into democracy as to what has happened and or what could have happened in better position in traditional leadership institutions in their right spaces in the country within a modernizing society and democracy. So in that context, I think we'll be better placed to express our views, as we can only currently relate to the space within the context of what the law says. There are a number of things we have done that I might not be able to deal with that detail here, Chair, in relation to the support provided to traditional leadership in the province to be able to execute their work. It's not enough, more is required, and we've expressed that sentiment working with them. And at the right time, we will share that particular detail, Chair, to indicate where we will have made impact and then where there are limitations as a province. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The issue of the spatial planning, we take note, but there are also other issues, other areas where we have made strides to change the shape. In area of Sasolburg, we are building a mixed human settlement in the area where it used to be only a white area, where we are putting RDPs, we are putting social houses, and we are also putting flats and the estates, just in one area. Also in Dihlabeng, there's also a thinking about that. So as Treasury, we know that we have put aside funds to ensure that those projects, they get away. They come into being. The other third one is in the areas of Ferry Smith, and the fourth one is in Kwakwa, which is all or known as the getaway. So this is where we're trying to reverse the spatial planning to begin to have these people being incorporated into so-called industrial areas or urban areas so that they can then have the benefit of their services. But we are also taking note of what you have raised. Thank you very much.
Okay, do I have a hand from the, all right, I'll take the three. Okay, you'll all share 3 minutes, so it's fine. Oh, there are 4 now. Gee, you've got the whole legislature now. All right. Afterthought. Okay, all right, I'll come to you. Kalipi, you give us 1 minute, and then I'll come through to you.
No, Chair, since we're dealing with the AG's reports, the legislature, how far with the matter of a member of the public who was a service provider somewhere to provide service to the SOPA, and we have never paid to that member? When he wanted to go to the legislature to find out about his payment, he found a letter on the corridors that he is banned in the legislature. And that matter was brought to the attention of the leadership in the legislature. You attempted to deal with the matter as much, but there is no resolution. So he's asking me as I'm sitting here, how far with that case, Speaker?
All right, let's get the hands from this side. All right, we'll have 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. We will be running out of time, but let's proceed.
Chair, thank you. question to either the Premier and the MEC. We've had the interventions in a number of municipalities in the province, Premier MEC Mokoena, through Section 139C. And I know that part of what the province has been raising consistently and throughout is the lack of resources that accompany that particular intervention in a number of municipalities. One municipality called Mafube was subjected to that for the longest, and the results were not forthcoming. What is the attitude of the provincial government in the current phase in terms of some of the interventions it may not be seen that have been put in place to help our municipalities in the province? Thank you.
The last question for now.
Thanks, Chair. To Premier and the MECs, the whole debt, recovery debt of municipalities is at 40 billion. And 3 billion of that money it's owed, municipalities are owed by provincial government, which means part of the problems are emanating from where? The provincial government. What are you doing such that you relieve municipalities with this 3 billion, such that they are able to respond to the challenges that they are facing? Two, how, in line with Section 154 of the Constitution, how do you help them in ensuring that they do away with this 40 billion of debts? Do you have any strategy in place in ensuring that you attend to this? What are you going to do? Because this money is keeping on ballooning. And then the other issue that I wanted
you don't have that time now. I was waiting for you. We finished your time. Let's go to the next one.
No, thanks
Sometimes
very much.
it gets inspiring, you see. But it's fine. Let's just get the next one.
No, thanks very much. I've got two. The first one is the MPECs, in essence, are dysfunctional. Anybody saying different thing contrary to that, can we just be informed in terms of the qualifications of the research unit in every municipality? That will say to us that those guys that are doing research for politicians, they are capable to do that. Second thing is, we welcome the work being done by the AG. But what is the function of the risk committee, the internal audit committees, and audit committees in municipalities? Because all problems that come to the surface are those that are being picked up by the AG. What is the function of these other people, and how do they assist the municipalities to do their function? Thanks.
You can tell someone who went through and was a councillor before. Please, let's get the answers. I've got 3 questions. I'll come to the next lot. Please.
Okay, no, thank you very much. The interventions that are not accompanied with the required resources. I think since the 7th administration, we've changed that approach, where we intervene, we do send our own, that remains on our salary bill, and the work that is required to be done is supported on the side of the province. I can indicate that in Mafube, the acting MM that we've sent there, together with the EXCO team, they remain in the salary bill of the province. We have consolidated, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a meeting there with all sector departments that are playing a role in that particular space to make sure that the municipality assumes its role as an integrator in terms of all the support coming from outside. We have assisted the municipality to the tune of about 3+ million to procure or secure a financial system that is SCOA compliant, and this will have been extended to other additional 3 municipalities. So we do deal with the question of the resources in that particular result. The issue of the municipalities and the ballooning debt, I think part of what the government has been seized with together with the national government has been to stabilize, particularly the ESCOM as well as the VAL central debt, wherein we work with the affected ministers to make sure that there's a proper plan and agreement between the municipalities and the two affected boards. We have been monitoring closely whether they are able to secure their current, to service their current accounts to avoid the ballooning debt. Some of the municipalities are able to do this. Some of them falter from time to time, and these are part of those that we're intervening to make sure that we are able to turn the situation around. The problems in some municipalities are systemic and will require us to work on them in a collaborative effort together with the Treasury to turn the situation around. Chair, I'll leave Treasury to speak to the MPECs, but we do have a joint program to capacitate the MPECs. There is, however, an issue about the research capacity of some of the MPECs, which will then say whatever work that is being done, there is quality. Might be an issue that is affected. I think the biggest battle is MPEC's report being tabled and dealt with by municipalities, and those municipalities will have to answer when they get here. Let me leave the rest for Treasury to deal with. Thank you very much.
Okay, the one where we're asked as to what is the role of the MPECs and the internal auditors, it is the role that they've been appointed for. But what we have been observing as Treasury is that their reports have been undermined and they are not being attended to. Because the same thing that they are picking up as internal auditors and the MPECs are the things that at the end of the day, the Auditor General also picked them up on those things. So what we have done, therefore, is to say, let all these financial experts ensure that municipalities adhere to discussing internal reports, internal audit reports, and also MPECs, and take action. So this will be the role of the supporting team that will be sending to municipalities, to ensure that every report that comes to the municipality...
Just a little bit. You see, the question is what... You may not have put it properly. You see, it's not like we don't know what their roles are. That's why I said he was a councillor. We know that. You know that. The question we're asking is what they don't do it. We know they're not doing it because the report says so. So we're asking you, what is it you are doing now that they are not doing their work? That's the question.
Our work, because it's to support Honorable Chair, we are sending the financial experts to ensure that there's an enforcement in relation to the actions that are supposed to be taken by the...
It's the enforcement part that we're interested in Lapok.
Okay. Number one, in preparations of the reports they are involved. Number two, reporting on by monthly. This one is by monthly, the way we've set it up. But secondly, to ensure that there's consequence management, including the establishment of the disciplinary boards by municipalities to ensure that where there's unlawful activities, there has to be an action that has been taken.
So the question is, if you have asked them for consequence management, do you monitor it? Because the question was asked at the beginning, where has the consequence management been implemented? You've sent people, they found something wrong, they've now started to work on consequence management. We want to know, what is that? Where has that happened? That's the question.
No, Chair. I think the support that we have given with regard to dealing with consequence management, municipalities, we have assisted them with regard to the establishment of the financial disciplinary reports. And in actual fact, Cogta, we actually chair in some of their disciplinary reports. And we have had instances where consequence management has happened, and I might just not have the report of those disciplinary reports, where matters that have been referred to the disciplinary report have been dealt with. I think the biggest failure had been municipalities taking resolutions to refer what needs to be referred to MPEC and what comes from MPEC being referred to disciplinary reports. But yes, we have dealt with both capacitating disciplinary reports and being part of those matters that had been referred to the disciplinary reports.
Okay, Premier, MECs, this is the problem, and this is what I want us to... The question has been coming from different members in a different way. The issue is this. You send people to go and say things must be done. If you are ignored and things don't happen, what do you do? Because now it becomes your problem now, and it's you we're talking to. You are the one who are accountable for things that should have been done by those who didn't do them. That's the question. So you can't say we send someone to say there must be consequence management. They told them there must be consequence management, but you didn't check that they did it, and you don't have any action in the event they don't do it. That's the question.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair. I thought partly the question has been answered. The matter has been taken with the leadership of municipalities. I think we had a meeting at the Premier's Coordinating Forum about 3 weeks ago, where the report on the support provided to ensure effectiveness of impacts, consequence management, issues of financial disciplinary boards, etc., was being highlighted. And the leadership of municipalities was impressed upon to make sure that, one, all the reports are tabled and the necessary actions are taken to follow them up. Two, that it will be a reporting matter.
And if they are not?
It is a reporting matter, Chair, to the Premier's Coordinating Forum at the level of the political backlog and the performance of the municipality. This is where also Salga in the province has been brought in to ensure the matter. Now, it falls under what we say in overall. It is accountability of the appointed and the elected. The bigger problem has been placed at the level of the speakers, who in majority of cases are accused of not allowing MPEC's report to see a day of light in council. And this is where we took the battle to.
And when they don't do so, you feel powerless to intervene?
Not at all, Chair. We've got the legal instruments in law to deal with that particular aspect. And that's why it was necessary for us to deal with it as a focused item in the last Premier's Coordinating Forum.
Sorry. One. Get us those examples. I'll come back to you. We'll give us those examples. You see, the problem here, the Auditor General says, we have raised these issues last year. They are the same. Now we're coming to you and we're saying, but you are here. These issues should have been taken care of. Now you are saying to us, yes, we told the municipalities that these things should be done. They didn't do them. Now you are saying, no. Once we tell them, they should do it. Now we're asking you, they have not done it already. What is your situation? Because now we have a responsibility over you. What do we do to you if you don't do what needs to be done to make sure that those things happen? That's the question. So you'll give us examples.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy that we'll ask about one example. We'll give two where there was an intervention. It was around Nala, also Mohokare, where there was a change of leadership in those particular municipalities. Who's no, I'm saying the intervention, people can go to court, but the intervention.
We don't do dialogue, madam.
Okay.
Chair, mine is also in line with that. Like when you look at First State municipalities, there are municipalities who have been under intervention for a very long time, but there's no improvement. So what we want to check is that when you send the administrators there, is there a proper coordination and cooperation in terms of both the administrator and the municipality? But when you find yourself in a situation where you have sent the administrator to the municipality and there's a resistance on the side of municipality, what do you do? Which action are you taking?
And you see, when you asked the question the first time, you dodged it. You said the parties elect those mayors. When the first question was asked, the first question, why do you have mayors who preside over different terms of office over collapsing municipality, they still come back? The same speakers, the same MM. We've got examples here. The same people have been there when they've been deteriorating outcomes, and then we ask for the answer. We don't get the answer here. We're asking you, what is your role when they don't perform and then the municipalities are going down, and what they are doing is something that's either criminal or something that's completely recorded as maladministration. And your answer is no, they are parties. And we're saying no, this is government. We want to know your role.
Chair, thank you very much. If I had the power, Chair, to tamper with the leadership of municipalities, a lot of different things could have happened. That was on a lighter note, Chair.
Don't go that route. I don't think it's going to help you. But proceed with your answer. Don't go that route. Yeah, we're going to read your powers just now.
No, Chair. Hence I said it was on a lighter note, Chair.
No, all right. That's why I'm saying don't go that route, because you are going to get yourself trapped.
No, Chair. Can I?
The MEC have the power to remove a councillor. So it's not about politics. It's about your powers as the MEC.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let me get back to the serious business. Leave the lighter note stories. Look, Chair, one of the issues, if you make an example about the municipality of Nketwan, which has been sitting on a disclaimer for over 6 years, Chair. As the new administration got into contact with this municipality last year and immediately get into the situation to see exactly what is happening, what are the causes, what is the role of the leadership of that institution, both administrative and political, to really get deeper to the matter as to what is going on. We are putting measures in place to turn the situation around, but the issue of the leadership and the role they've played is something that we are probing into deeper, because when you look at the report, they will say that they've got, MPEX will say they've got an outstanding since 2015. And this is a problem that we are dealing with. For us, Chair, to resort to the ultimate measures that were empowered within the Constitution, it is something that we leave to the last resort when we are sure that we have dealt with the ability of the institution itself to be able to deal with this. Why the institution, Chair? Our legacy in the province in terms of accountability is quite challenging, as in it's an issue that we are trying to enforce. Some of the examples on these issues that arise from the work done by MPEX, we have said Nala. In Nala, Chair, we said that not only are we investigating directly with the pending suspensions, we have also triggered 106 to deal with these issues, which are pure criminal issues that are arising from the report of the MPEX. And the matter was taken straight to council to force council to account as to why these matters have not been tabled and resolved upon by council, followed with the necessary required action on their side. And there's a couple of municipalities that are in that particular space. So we are not folding our arms on this particular issue. But the first approach, of course, is to take the institution along, to say these are the problems that you're seated with, this is the result of the dysfunctionality and everything. So that is how, Chair, one can try to summarize this particular issue. And there are a couple of questions that will also have got to go straight to the municipalities themselves. Why we're referring the matter to the political leadership, Chair, of particular parties that are concerned is not dodging the matter. It's also to say the responsibility equally goes to make sure that the entire environment is able to assist to enforce accountability on the side of those that are elected as we deal with the institutions from the legal point of view. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So wait now, let me just take these members this side because we stopped. I've got the following names. Lift your hands up and then drop them as I call your name, so I know whether I've missed somebody. All right, lift the hands up and drop them. No, you drop them when I call. So there's Pretorius. There's Pretorius. Yeah, okay, let's drop. Then there's Van Vuren. No, not Van Vuren. Okay, thank you. Then McKay, right, and then there's Leach, then there's Klute. That's it. All right, let's take you in that order.
Thank you very much, Chair.
All right, the Speaker will give you your answer. Let's finish this.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I'm just concerned about each year we see that Provincial Treasury and Cogta spends large amounts on assisting municipalities. For instance, Provincial Treasury last year spent 51 million on Program 5, Municipal Finance Management. But despite these large amounts, 51 million being spent on municipalities to assist them, we're not seeing improvements. I think, in all honesty, I think for the last 9 years, not a single Free State municipality has had a clean audit, 9 years. I'm concerned about the value for money. What evidence-based interventions and assistance is Treasury, but Cogta as well, and even the Office of the Premier doing? So these interventions or this assistance that's being given, where is that, is it evidence-based, research-based? I did hear there's going to be benchmarking done. But if we've seen for 9 years money being spent, 50 million being spent each year, but we're not seeing improved audit outcomes, is there a time to really go back to the drawing board to see what the money we're spending, are we getting value for money? And then perhaps just as a comment, especially from these three departments.
Let's round up. You've lost your time.
Thank you, Chair.
Right, next.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the MEC has touched basically on it, just touched on it. The recycling of accounting officers, the CFOs, the municipal managers. Even though they've been cited for previous transgressions, they seem to keep popping up in new municipalities. Are they not vetted? Are they not held accountable? And then they seem to resign just before the disciplinary process is concluded, or taken into process, and then forgotten about. So they're never held accountable for the actual transgression they've done. And you can see that in the example of Mohokara, as well as Ngwate. There's quite a few of them. So the problem is you reach the bottom of the barrel. You have to, when will the MMs and the CFOs be appointed by an independent, non-political panel so that they are fit for purpose and not cadre deployed?
Thank you, Chair. I was mostly covered by my colleague. Perhaps we can call it employee laundering, because that's how it feels. You move the employee from this municipality to that municipality. My question is then specifically with regards to the disciplinary boards. Do you have one disciplinary board for the whole of the Free State? Because in many cases, the municipalities don't appoint these boards. And then, if so, wouldn't you think that it would be proper for then, if a municipal manager or CFO is found guilty, that they be red flagged on a list, and that those municipal managers and CFOs are not allowed to be appointed again? And just a final one, why did you underspend, why did the province underspend on the employees that were supposed to give effect to the interventions? So you put the municipalities under intervention, but then you don't appoint the employees that must give effect to that. Thank you.
Klute is the last.
No, thank you, Chairperson. Just to start, accountability starts with us. As elected officials, and I sometimes wonder, how is it possible that there are mayors in the Free State who's been found guilty of contravening a court order, and they are in the Free State. Just on the issue of the ESCOM debt, I'm not quite sure. The Treasury said on the ESCOM debt relief there is 100% compliance, but then they said it's only about the maintenance of the current account. But one of the rules of the debt relief program initially was that they should at least pay the current accounts. That was one of the rules. Now we're saying it's 100% compliance, but some municipalities are not paying their current accounts. So is it 100% compliance or not? Thank you very much, Chair.
Let's respond.
Thank you very much. Chair, I'll start with the one for ESCOM debt relief. There are two things, as I've indicated. There are submission of reports on monthly basis to National Treasury. With that, we are 100% compliant. We are submitting all the reports. But in terms of the conditions, there are 14 conditions. One of the conditions is that municipality must be able to maintain current account consistently for 12 months. That is where we are failing. So hence I was explaining that in terms of compliance for submission of report, we are 100%. But in terms of the average compliance with regard to the conditions, we are at 50% because there are certain conditions that we are not meeting. The other question, it was around the 51 million that has been set aside for a unit dedicated in the MFM within Provincial Treasury. Let me put a disclaimer. Embedded in the 51 million, there's also compensation of employees. The money that is dedicated for intervention relates to municipal support program, of which it was 10 million. The other one, it was on the audit, clean audit, 16 million. So roughly the 26 million, we can account for it in terms of what exactly have we done in each and every municipality. Firstly, with the 10 million, it was for municipal support program. We embarked on a program that was aimed at enhancing revenue in various municipalities. One of them, it was Tsolopil. Now, with the clean audit, we could not necessarily use that money for clean audit, but we then channeled the money towards the audit fees, which was also a way of assisting the municipalities. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chair. We are not moving, Chair, problematic accounting officials around. We have removed, upon arrival at the department, all those MMs who will have presided over disclaimers are no longer part of our team. I'm stating it as a fact. We have engaged even with Mwate municipality about the role of their current MM in Malutiapofung and his non-responsiveness to the AGs, particularly on the MIs, which is an issue that we felt should have been placed before the council before it decides, and that wasn't. And this is part of the elements that we have taken to court to demonstrate our seriousness about this particular issue. There are several people who are part of the intervention team who were MMs. They've been removed. They are no longer part of that intervention team. Those who are already appointed and their contracts have expired, it has not been extended. So we are quite certain about that. There's no, when we speak about accountability of appointed officials, it is exactly for them to account on the work they will have done in their current employment when they seek to move to the next, so that they don't move the rod from one place to the other. And that is what we're standing firm around. Chair, as we speak, the matter is in the court, whereas Cogta was seeking a declaratory order to nullify the Mwate appointment. It is but one of the examples. There are many reasons why, but this is part of the key reasons to foster the accountability. We have gone to the municipalities where some of these officials are still there to raise the issues that we cannot continue with characters like this. We've got to make sure that within the system they are removed, because when they got employed, they said they are capable, they are credible, they can help the municipalities to deliver, they'll be held accountable. When they don't do that, we've got to force that particular accountability. That's why our conscience is clean when you go to court on this matter. Thank you very much.
Okay, Speaker, do you want to make a comment? You'll have a minute on your bilateral question with Mkalipi.
I think that was very opportunistic because...
yeah, it's opportunistic.
Order.
Yeah, it's opportunistic, but we allow the question. You don't call order. You are protected by me. I'm your chairperson. All right. No, you won't withdraw. Finish off your question, your response.
No, the matter was, we had advised that this issue should be taken for mediation, and that has happened, and the report that we have now is that Treasury has recommended that the matter should go for judicial review and for legal review, and the matter is with the state attorneys.
Okay. Half a minute. What? No, we're not going to get inspired again with a long question. 30 seconds, we close.
Thank you. On the letter from the Finance Minister, Gurungwana, on the withholding of the equitable share, I know it has gone to the MEC of Finance, for Cogta, whatever. What have you done to support those municipalities? Because if you think it's going bad now, it's going to get a whole lot worse. If I'm looking at it now, I'm just thinking about Kopanong. Outstanding to the pension fund is 330 million rand. Outstanding to Mohokare is 147 million. Mafube, 250 million rand. These are people that cannot retire because your municipalities are failing the people that works for them, that's in service. So what is this, Premier, and this really falls to you? What has been done? Thank you.
Van Wyk.
Chair, I am not happy here because I was one of the last members who have spoken. I've asked 2 questions, and people, and even the Premier was
just repeat the question so we don't finish your time.
The Premier was even laughing here, Chair. We might think that this thing with the zoo is a small thing. It's not a small thing. There's a reason why I've asked. If Premier did not know, don't know what happened to the animals, with the investigation, with the money, and where the zoo is now at. If you don't know, just ask the MEC of Cogta or the HOD to answer me. Then the other thing is, HOD, please, can we please respect each other here? I've asked you, you've reported on the municipalities. You have opened up on Mangaung Metro. And then you spoke about financial recovery plan. I came and asked you questions. Who's doing the debt recovery for Triple M? Who is handling that account? You've never answered me.
Okay,
can we
I
please
just
respect
check?
each other here?
Wait. Now, Honourable Member, with due respect, firstly, on the issue of debt collection or this financial recovery, is that a contract with the provincial or with the municipal government?
Chairperson, is with Triple M. The HOD have opened it up when he spoke about Triple M. He could have just answered me. If he didn't know the answer, it's a build up to the next meeting with Triple M, Chair. Thank you.
All right. The Premier said the issue of the zoo is with the metro. You are not happy with that because I was hoping we were going to bring it up when the metro is responding.
Chair, she could have just asked the HOD of the MEC of Cogta to answer that matter, so we can know what is happening with the zoo from a provincial level. That is my build-up when it comes to the Triple M after this. It's a build-up. I'm sure I'm allowed to it. Let the MEC answer me on the zoo. We are Africans, we love our animals. What is happening with the zoo?
No. The Premier says the issue is with the municipality. Now I want to know, if you want us to get the question back, are you saying you believe that they are the ones who are in charge of that? Because if it's the municipality, is they still coming?
Chair, they are not in charge of it, but they are the province. They are supposed to know at least something about it.
Okay. They have said they don't know about it. They have said that the metro is going to deal with it. Please bring it back at that point. Okay. Triple M.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think we have the view that the issue of the zoo and the collection issue should be referred to the municipality, as at this point as a province we don't have the information at hand to be able to assist. We, however, are open to make a follow-up on it. The issue of the equitable share, Chair, all the municipalities that are affected, we sit with them regularly. We have been part of the sessions with them to clear processes so that they can receive their equitable share, including facilitating and meeting with the third parties that are involved, finalization of the payment plans, including the letters that the Treasury required before they could release the equitable share, Chair. In the end, I think we're left with about 1 or 2 municipalities which are in the clear, and they should be getting their equitable share from the National Treasury. So we are on top of that particular situation. We work with them. They will confirm. This will include Kopanong, Mafube being the ones that were the worst affected, and then others, were better, and their processes should be clear. By now, we hope that there's no municipality that is in a corner in relation to that. We have also raised, when the third parties were not really coming to the party, particularly in Mafube, the issue of the pension fund that the Mafube owes is quite a huge amount that will not be able to pay. And the pension fund was not playing the ball. The request from the Treasury, from our side to the Treasury, was rather release a particular portion and allow municipalities to pay the third parties. Based on the proof of payment, then the National Treasury has agreed to release the remaining balance. So we are there at every corner in relation to the challenges that are there. Thank you very much, Chair.
No, you see now, I'm going to request you to come back with a proper presentation about the equitable share that's being withheld, which municipalities, about the debts, the third-party payments, the ESCOM debt, and all of that. We will need a focus on that. We'll come back. From what you are saying, it looks like we need to hear more. So just hold it at that. Go prepare. Now, HOD, did you say something about Triple M?
Honorable Chairperson, I think in
No,
the
no, wait.
I,
Did you say something about Triple M?
no, not as I spoke about 6 municipalities that are under 139 different, and Mangaung is one of them. And then there was an indication that it's a mandatory intervention and there's a financial recovery plan. But I did explain that it's actually 1397. So the reference to Mangaung and the financial recovery plan was in that context. I would have loved maybe to could give details, but to an extent that they are also not a mandated municipality, I wouldn't know about a service provider that Mangaung would have appointed. But
I think that's the answer that I wanted, not the other part. Okay, now, Honorable Van Veek, can we close it at that? You'll keep your question for Mangaung. Mteto?
Yes, Chairperson.
We're not going to do second round. Yes, you'll get. Honorable Mkalipi, you're done, my dear. No. All right, send it to me. Let's have Honorable Mteto. We've actually overshot the wrong direction with the time. And these members are going to be upset when we now have to extend till 12 o'clock midnight. So, Honorable Mtetwa, you got 30 seconds. Honorable Mtolo, you got 30 seconds. And Honorable, who's this? Okay. You also want 30 seconds. Now, all right. Let's do the 30 seconds quickly.
Okay, thank you, Chair. My question is as follows. In terms of demographic parity in Free State, is it true that the Afrikaners, they still control the economy in Free State? Because the question links to this one in terms of revenue base, contributions into the municipality, because it is based on disposable income of the citizen as per municipalities. Why are your municipalities struggling, yet you have a race that controls the economy, and what is their contribution and what is their impact and the private sector thereof?
Okay, thank you. Next, Mtolo. Switch on the mic.
Thank you, Chair. On Kopanong municipality, with regard to pension fund, that is owed. Are the employees aware that they are owed on pension fund? What steps has the accounting officer taken to ensure this doesn't happen again? Why is the municipality not honoring the arrangements made with their creditors? Why has all the major creditors taken the municipality to court if they honor the repayments or the payments? Thanks, Chair.
Okay, we will not go too much into that for two reasons. That municipality is coming, that presentation will come back. Okay, Honorable Gupega, I'm making it less now, it's becoming 20 seconds. Continue.
No problem, Chair. It's a quick question. I think on the question that was asked on the other side, I'm not sure who the honourable member is. She was speaking about the executives that are hired in the municipalities and they were being recycled, redundant people being recycled. I wanted to ask, does the MEC not give concurrence? Does the MEC not give concurrence on some of those appointments? And if he did, which one of those delinquent executives did he give concurrence on and why? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I thought that was answered. In case there's some different answer, I'll let the MEC come back. By the way, the question was very specific, and the MEC was very categorical about it. So I would have loved to get an example to disprove him, rather than asking him to answer the question the second time. I'll get him to comment, but I'm more interested in someone who's got a specific answer to disprove that. All right, you'll come in. All right. No, first, let's come this side first.
Thank you, Chair. I want to ask, with all the interventions from Treasury, Chair, with regards to the financial statements, I want to check, we are at the end of July now. Are all these municipalities going to be submitting financials at the 31st of August next month? Or are we going to be sitting with the same meeting, with the same explanations of interventions, but financials are not going to be submitted? Are you in a position to tell us that municipalities will submit these financials on time? Thank you.
Mkalifi, you got 20 seconds.
Okay, about my proposal, Chair.
Yes.
I was listening to you to give it to the MEC to say that he must come back with the issues. But I think, Chair, to be fair, we still need the MEC and the Premier, because now we are just asking drip and drabs. But there are so many municipalities that they need to account for. For instance, things that they are saying here is not true because we have information. Let me take one example. The Premier is saying Nala, there's an intervention. In Nala, they are failing to sit even on the 22nd of July now with that intervention. So they still have to come and account for all municipalities. But with this time that we have, Chair, is not going to do justice. That is my proposal.
No, they were going to come back. And I've been trying to restrain you because initially I didn't want them to answer too many questions because I wanted them to come back. Because after all of the municipalities have spoken, we want to know what they say. So we will still get them back. That's why I'm also asking for the second, for that preparation, for that, because it's going to be now a picture across municipalities after they've actually showed us what their real problem is. On top of that, one of the issues which we'll have to deal with is to lift this issue up right to the level of the minister, because some of the problems of the failure of the municipalities has not got to do with them themselves. It's also got to do with the structure. So we'll come back to that. Direko?
Chair, mine is also on the officials, like how many municipalities that have appointed officials without the concurrence of the MEC, and what action has the MEC taken should they have those municipalities?
You got 15 seconds for the example.
Thank you, Chairperson. My example is Mantsopa Municipality. It's in the Eastern Free State. There, the municipal manager was arrested, but she may not be suspended from Mantsopa Municipality because she was in fact arrested for fraud and corruption in Twelepelo Municipality.
Let's round up.
Okay, the one of the assurance that the member asked from us is that we have set up a meeting next week, but on the 20th of August, we have said all municipalities supposed to have brought before us the AFMs. I know that out of the 5 municipalities that have been struggling for the 2 financial years, only Muhokari where we can still have a problem. But there's a team that is being delegated to work on it. So all what I can assure is that on the 20th, we're expecting to have all municipalities reporting, so that on the 31st, all our municipalities could be able to do. The reason why we have put the 20th, it is because we still need to deal with the quality of the reports themselves. Thank you.
MEC?
No, Chair, I can state it as a matter of fact that there's an administrator in Nala. His name is Goliath. That municipality is under intervention by the provincial government. The municipality that could not sit 2 days ago is a different matter altogether. That will be happy to understand or to brief the committee as what will have happened. The of Mantsopa, I don't understand where does it, the relevance, Chair. In as far as I'm concerned, the was already there when I got into office. I never had to deal with the issues of concurrences. Therefore, it is true that he's arrested on a case that has to do with a former employer, which is what the police have acted on. So as and when the issues arise, we do act. But all the MMs that have been appointed where we're picked up an issue of concurrences with the municipality. It is Ngwate, we are in court. It is Mafube, the MM has resigned. And in Maludapofu, the MM has got concurrence. And I think those are essentially the 3 that we have got. There are ones that have recently happened. The reports have got to be processed through us in terms of Resolution 17, and we deal with it. So we will never recycle any from our past, especially when there are problems. We will check and back with the reports as requested, including with the proof on the areas of concurrences as well as the case in Wate, because in Nala, so because we are clear that there we've got an intervention that is ongoing as we speak. Thank you very much.
Okay, the question which Ms. Lisch is raising is that you are saying if someone was involved in a criminal activity in one municipality, would not then be appointed in another municipality. Now, what you are then saying is that you were not, you did not have to intervene in the, did you say in Kentwana?
No,
Mansopa,
Mansopa,
yes.
Yes, a reference was
Mansopa.
made about Mansopa.
Mansopa,
The
yeah.
MM was already in office, Chair.
No. The point here is that you may not have been in office when he was appointed or she was appointed, but it means you have to now look into it and tell us what is it that makes someone who was charged in a previous municipality, in this case, gets appointed in another municipality. You are not there, but what is it that makes them to continue with the employment if that's the case? So you'll have to check that and come back to us.
Chair, if I may correct, she was only charged recently when she was already appointed in Mansopa. So it's quite a fairly new case, Chair.
Oh, I see. So you are saying that the charge only became real now when she was in this. All right. I think that's fine. That's fine. That's the explanation I wanted to understand. If it wasn't known before, that's a different matter. The principle still stands. That what the members are saying, you can't have someone charged here and then appearing in the next municipality. But if you say it was not, it's a recent thing after the appointment, then of course I think we're dealing with a borderline case. You want to contradict? Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, she was charged last year already. It is the same case with Masiliano, whose MM and CFO came over from Mafube. They were charged in Mafube, and they were in office by the time you came in, but the problem is that it's never been investigated, never taken further in both cases.
Okay. I think we're dealing with a borderline case here, in the sense that what we're looking at is if someone had a case in one municipality, can't be appointed in the other one. What you are now saying is that this one was appointed and then the case followed them. Right. If it followed them, that's an issue that we need to discuss. How we're going to deal with that. That's a slightly different question in this case. That's fine. Let's hold it at that. At least we understand where we are. Still unsatisfactory, but we understand where we are. Colleagues, I see our program didn't budget for a break, so we will not try and manufacture one. So we'll just proceed. So we want to request members to, whenever they think they need to, stretch their legs and so on, to just go ahead and do so.